Good morning, everyone. Happy Vlogmas Day 16. Yeah, it's the 16th of December. And it is 10:15. I've been up for a bit. I kind of woke up with a headache this morning because of the crazy weather that came through last night. We had a big storm, crazy storm come through, and every time the weather does stuff like that, my sinuses just hate me for the whole next day. So if I'm not as lively today, that's why. So I'm just drinking coffee, watching videos on YouTube, you know, the usual. Oh, I wanted to show some things this morning that I'll turn the camera around for. A couple of the gift knits that I'm working on, the progress on that, because I didn't film yesterday, so there wasn't a video for yesterday. I just wasn't feeling it. And then I wanted to show kind of a clever thing that I'm using my pegboard for. Okay, so this bag was one I made for myself when I was first making my Christmas bags. That's why it has this fabric handle. I love that print. And so I think I showed this, that I started it. So here we are. So I'm hoping to get some more work done on this today, maybe get to the heel. And then I started Adrian's, which I didn't show yet, but here we are. And this is Granite State Yarns DK weight. This is her Glorious Christmas. Here's the tag. So Glorious Christmas. And then I started off with the green, and that's Ralphie. And then the red mini, I'm going to do a color change Fleagle heel, and then I'm going to go back in with the green and then do the opposite for the second sock. And so one thing I noticed, and let me know if maybe you're the same, because I do get a bit of pain in my hands from just how I grip stuff. I'm just a hard gripper. Like, I think I talked about that even when I hold pens. I'm just a really hard gripper. But anyway, so this is obviously just a single strand of DK compared to these. I'm holding double, and I'm finding it feels harder for me to knit double than it does to hold a yarn single. And I noticed that with the double-stranded sock that I did, the Cozy Knitter Advent one that I showed, I noticed that too. Because I've knit some worsted weight socks before, and it was just a single strand of worsted, and I didn't have that problem. So I don't know if that's just me wanting to make sure that I have my stitches and tension really tight. Let me know if you guys do that too, or if you've ever even held double. But I don't know, after this pair, and the double-stranded worsted that I did, I'm thinking I'm just a fan of holding yarn single. You know, whether it's fingering DK or worsted, I think I just like holding it by itself. So maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm alone in that. I don't know. That's just for my hands what feels comfortable. My look at that, my pegboard. So I had all these bags. I had, oh, I'm trying to cover that up. That was a gift. All over there, and that you can see my blocking mats that came in and some other bags, but I had them over there in that corner and on the table, and it was just driving me crazy. The mess, the amount of project bags I had just kind of scattered everywhere, and I still have some everywhere, honestly. It was just driving me nuts. And I'm not using these pegs at the moment. I talked about how these pegs that are on here that are left are going to be for my Yarnable yarn, although now I have all that other yarn I got for my birthday that I got to figure out what to do with. I just need to knit some and be able to replace it. But anyway, I combined a couple of my Halloween socks. Like there's two in here, two in here. This is my second fingerless glove I need to knit. And so these are 4 Halloween socks that I have to do. And I'm thinking in the new year, once Christmas is over, I'm going to start in on the second socks, and I think I'm going to do those 2 at a time because those were knit with the same needle size when I knit them before. So I think I'm just going to do, because they're separate, so I'm just going to do 2 at a time. That way I can get them done, you know, 2 or 4 socks all done at the same time, if that makes sense. And then I think I'll start in with the second fingerless glove. And that will that'll complete my whips from October. And then this one down here is a hat. This is my Hocus Pocus shawl, if you can see that. And then here I have the Glorious Christmas sock set and fingering, which I think what I'm going to do, I'm still going to knit those up because I love those colors. I might be able to get 2 pairs, depending on how I knit them. One for me, one for Adrian. So he'll have a DK set and a fingering weight set, which is fine. He enjoys all the handmade things. He just thinks it's so cool. And then I kind of had, wanted to show, I mean, closer up. Oh my gosh, look at all this. And that's not even all the yarn that I own. So anyway, I was showing the yarn because something I've been thinking about for the new year is I'm starting to feel a little overwhelmed. Let me know if anybody else is like this. Like, I bought so much yarn this last year because there were so many beautiful things, and I wanted sock yarn because that's mostly what I didn't have. I had like store-bought yarn and I wanted to do more socks, and so I've kind of been acquiring a little bit here and there, and it's kind of just grown, obviously, like you saw. And then I have some other stuff too. I'm looking at it right now. I have sock blanks and some like opal yarn that I got off of Etsy and my minis. I mean, it's just a lot. And so I've kind of been toying with the idea of doing like I don't know what I want to call it. Maybe a stash down or a stashless year, or just using what I have kind of year. Maybe I'll call it that. That sounds just a little bit more fun. And for right now, I'm still getting my Yarnable box. That'll be like, when I'm thinking about this, that'll be the only yarn that I have coming in, hopefully, is my Yarnable yarn. Because like, for example, that yarn that I showed on the yarn wall, just in sock yarn, I have so many skeins of like Christmas colorways, Halloween now, fall inspired. I even have some spring colors, you know, like some like yellows and greens and purples, and just, I have a little bit of everything to kind of carry me through the year. Oh, let's be honest, to carry me through a lot of years. And I just need to use it up. So I was also thinking about how, you know, the whole 80-20 debacle. And I'm going to, I think in the new year, I'm going to cast on, I'm going to pick one of my Area 51 fibers. I think it's going to be the I Smell Snow. I think I talked about that because that's, to me, a very January colorway. And I'm going to try it out. I got some 2mm needles. And if I get the right gauge with that, then it'll be fine. I won't have any problem with 80-20 anymore with buying it, even though my preferred is 75-25. But like my Yarnable yarn, for example, it's a 75-20, or not a 75-25, an 85-15. And I haven't knit anything with it yet, so I need to pick one and knit with it. And I think for February, I've decided I'm going to do the November colorway because it's very pinks and greens, and so it's kind of a Valentine's color. It's that apple crisp one that just, so beautiful. And I saw some pictures of people knitting it up, and it was just amazing. So I think that'll be my February cast on. And so once I do that, then I can determine, okay, do I like that yarn? Once I knit with that yarn with the 85-15, and I can determine whether or not I like that base, because that's the only base that she offers for fingering weight. She offers DK, but I think it's 100% superwash wool, and I don't really want that. I like DK. I'm really enjoying the DK socks that I'm making, and I definitely want to do more in the future because they knit up so fast and they're very cozy. But if I don't like that base, because this is what I was thinking. I was possibly thinking of maybe de-stashing some of my yarn on my website. And it's kind of, there's a little bit of everything, because like some of the Yarnable yarn, I'm not going to lie, I have gotten, I think 10, let's see. Yeah, like 10 skeins so far. So a little less than a year's worth, because I didn't get a couple of months this last year. And some of them aren't my favorite. And I've seen how they've been knit up, and I just don't love them. because I do have some that I've bought that it was impulse purchases and on a whim that I don't love the colorways or the fiber content or something like that. But I was also thinking too, because I'm talking my personal taste. So like for things I would make for me, I don't like them. But if I can figure out how to get the proper gauge, then gift knits. Because next year I don't want to wait until December to start gift knits. And I'm thinking, I'm possibly thinking either everyone's getting a Musselburgh next year or they're getting a pair of socks, and that's all I'm going to do for presents. And that would take me all year long to do that. Don't know how I'm going to stick to this. I'm going to try to only have like one whip at a time, because I've noticed, and that was true with my cowl that I finished, if I just buckled down and I worked on it, I like completed that thing from like the tiniest bit to the whole thing in like a week. And I've been working on that freaking thing for a year, on and off. So that to me says that I need to focus on just one, maybe two. Like, because I say two because sometimes you're like, oh, I don't really want to work on that project and I'm losing interest. So if I have another one, like say I have two different kinds of socks going, for example, then I can just kind of bounce back and forth. And, that would obviously help me work through my stash. Oh, and I'm using, this is today's coffee mug. I know, not Christmas at all, but that's how I felt this morning with my head hurting. So I thought it was fitting. And yeah, so right now I'm in full gift knitting mode. So there probably won't be much in the way of videos. Today is kind of a light day on things. And then I have to take her to get her nails cut at 12:30. That's always a fun adventure. She is terrible in the car because she gets in and she just whines like right in my ear, and it's just, yeah, see, she knows I'm talking about her. Yes, I'm talking about you. And yes, you're cute. Yes, you're cute. So yeah, I have to do that, and that's basically the only place I have to go. And then I am probably not leaving the house until Tuesday next week, because Tuesday is a busy out of the house day. I have to go get an oil change in my car and go to the chiropractor for my monthly appointment, and probably have lunch with a friend, the one that I'm giving the gift knit to, and give that to her. So that'll be the weekend, is working on the rest of that gift, along with the other socks gift knits. But yeah, she'll just come up and put her head on my leg and try to be cute. So anyway, I'm going to knit on those gift socks for a while, watch some more Vlogmas because it's just my favorite. And tonight we're just going to probably have some leftover burgers and watch the last episode of season 1 of The Witcher, which I think I talked about that. We're really big fans. It's like the 4th time we've watched it since it came out a year ago. And season 2 comes out tomorrow. So we wanted to rewatch, have it fresh in our brains, all the details. And then after we watch The Witcher tonight, we're going to watch Wonder Woman 1984. And here's my dog. What are you doing? Thank you. Can you get down? What are you doing? So anyway. All right, guys, look. I have finished the foot, and I have started the gusset increase round. So this was the end of the foot, it's a weird count. I did 43. But I used my sock ruler, and that was 6.75 inches, and I think that will fit well. So obviously the increases are on the back. And I just put this marker here just to make it easy for me to count to see when I'm done with my increases. So I need 40, I did a 48 stitch count total. So on this needle, I need 46. So I need 23 on each side of this marker. So it's just easy for me to count to know when I'm done. They are coming along nicely. I would imagine, because we are watching a movie tonight, that I could quite possibly have this done. And that's exciting. Because that puts me on track for my goals for the rest of my gift knitting. Because after this one, I will have 3 more of these to do. I'm doing 2 pairs, 1 pair for each person who is getting them. Then I have Adrian's DK socks to do. And yeah, and then 2 other gift knits. So yeah, just wanted to update you guys. All right, it is about 9 o'clock. And I just wanted to update you on this sock. As you can see, that's the side. I finished the gusset and heel turn. And I'm now 5 rows into the leg. And I think I'm gonna do 30 rounds for the leg and a 15 round cuff. That's my plan. So yeah, look at that. So if I don't get this done tonight, then I will show it on tomorrow's vlog. Otherwise, I'll just have a picture of the completed one. But we're going to watch some TV, and I think I can fly through the rest of this. Otherwise, it'll be done early tomorrow. So